le lycée professionnel, the vocational secondary upper school. Donc voilà le schéma sur la scolarité au lycée. So remember, we've got the classe de troisième, this is the college down here, this is your year 10, going into school where either you would choose, soit on choisit le lycée général et technologique, so that school where the common seconde, and then you choose whether you go into première générale ou première technologique, ou bien on peut choisir le lycée professionnel, the professional school or the vocational school. And there are two routes that could be taken there. One leading to the CAP, Certificat d'aptitude professionnelle, so it's a vocational qualification. L'autre, c'est le baccalauréat professionnel. So that's the A-level equivalent of a vocational qualification. And obviously that's just in 2 years. Normalement, on s'insère dans la vie active, so you can go into working life from there. Baccalaureate is particularly normally if you want to then use that as a ticket to get into higher education, so to do some sort of vocational degree afterwards. And there are, it says here, des passerelles entre les différentes voies sont possibles. So it is possible to move from one to another. It could be that you go so far and then think, I'd rather go somewhere else. So le CAP would be 2 years, première année CAP, deuxième année CAP. The baccalauréat would be seconde professionnelle, première professionnelle, terminale professionnelle. And you might see in some old textbooks another one here which is called the BEP. That's something which I'll talk about later on, but it's been now integrated within the baccalauréat professionnel. So this is now up to date. Comme d'habitude, as usual, allons sur le site de l'éducation du gouvernement, la voie professionnelle au lycée. Donc, le lycée professionnel propose un enseignement en alternance avec l'entreprise et ses métiers dans divers secteurs et à différents niveaux de formation. So the vocational school is putting forward a teaching which gives you on alternance. So you'll have work placements there. So it could be sometimes you'll be in the school, sometimes in the workplace, like sandwich course, workplace, between l'entreprise, a business, et ses métiers, and its crafts. So in diverses secteurs, diverse sectors, à différents niveaux de formation, at different levels of training. And then après une formation en voie professionnelle, so after this training in a vocational pathway or course, l'élève peut s'insérer dans la vie active ou poursuivre ses études. The student can either go into, it's to insert oneself into the active life, to go to the workplace, to join the workforce, or poursuivre ses études, go on to do further studies. And you can see here you've got various words associated with it. The lycée professionnel, le CAP, that's the certificate which takes 2 years, le baccalauréat professionnel, which is the bac which takes 3 years, and I talked about the BEP as being another certificate, but that's all part of the baccalauréat pathway. So cliquons là-dessus pour voir le site. Ok, donc ici il y a une vidéo sur YouTube pour parler du lycée pro, and they're really pushing this nouveau lycée pro. The idea is that they want, I understand it, I think in France it's a little bit like in the UK, that there is this stigma somehow that vocational is not the same, not as good as academic. I think when you go to Germany you'll find that that's not the case. In Germany there's pretty much they're equally valued. I think that's the case. It's still the case, it certainly used to be. But here the idea is, look, let's make it so that people can value this. It's just as good to be doing a vocational as to be doing general qualification. So here they're particularly stressing what is good about it. They're excellent places where you go. You'll be looking at the family of subjects. So there's quite a lot there which I'm now going to go through on my PowerPoint, but it's good for you to go to the source there as well. a site which is more designed to appeal. Actually, is that the same girl on that one? Est-ce que c'est la même photo? Je pense que c'est la même fille là. Voilà. But a site which is meant to appeal even more to young people and to parents is this ONICEP, l'info sur les métiers et les formations. So, as I said right at the beginning when I talked about sources, this source is particularly designed to have as its audience the students and the parents, and it's really pushing the fact that it's good to know what it is you want to do in the future. So let's take a look at that one. So if you click on it, you'll come to here then, ONICEP, l'info, donc choisir la voie professionnelle, and again it's in a nice, perhaps a little bit of a more interesting format. Quel diplôme, what are the certificates you can get? Le CAP, certificat d'aptitude professionnelle, le baccalauréat professionnel. Où, where does it happen? La pratique en atelier ou en entreprise, so that's where you'll actually get to go to businesses to carry out some of your work. Des enseignements généraux comme au collège, so you'll still have some general subjects to do as well. Travail d'équipe, working as a team, and so it goes on. So we're back to the PowerPoint for me just to tell you about the certificates that you can go for. Donc, troisième was your collège, and you've decided to go into the lycée professionnel. So here, yes, I gave you this plan before, but it was the other way around, wasn't it? If you go for the 2-year one, première année CAP, deuxième année CAP, normalement, puis on s'insère dans la vie active, and you get into working life there, normally, straight away. Ensuite, second professionnel, première professionnel, and by the way, it's at that point that you can take this diplôme intermédiaire, an intermediate diploma, which could either be the CAP or the BEP, which I'll talk about. And then you go to the bac professionnel, which could either lead you to, if you want to, that's a ticket to get to higher education if you want to, in a more vocational type of course, or into la vie active, into working life. This is what's presented to students and parents at a Year 10 Parents' Evening to say, right, this is what would happen if you go into la voie professionnelle, so the professional route, the vocational route, pour se former au métier de demain, to train yourself for tomorrow's jobs. La voie professionnelle permet aux élèves de suivre des enseignements concrets pour apprendre un métier rapidement. So you can follow more concrete subjects, so practical, I suppose, in order to learn the craft, your job, quickly, rapidement. Then they talk about deux diplômes professionnels. So here are your 2 vocational diplomas which peuvent être préparés, can be prepared for. Le CAP en 2 ans. Ça, c'est pour une insertion immédiate dans l'emploi ou une poursuite d'études. You can either go straight into workplace or follow on studies. Ou le baccalauréat professionnel en 3 ans, the bac in 3 years to go into a job straight away, or again go on for higher. So this is going on to studies. They don't call it higher studies, so that won't be at university level. This could take you to university level, higher education. La formation peut être suivie. So where can you do this training? Sous statut scolaire dans un lycée, avec des périodes de stage en entreprise chaque année. So it could be that you're based in the school, and then you have periods when you go into on a work experience, stage en entreprise each year, or en apprentissage dans un lycée ou dans un CFA avec un contrat de travail auprès d'un employeur. So it could be a specialized school which has got this contract with a particular employer. As I keep saying, they're really trying to push that it is good to do vocational. It's put as une voie ambitieuse. It can be ambitious. And there's a 30-second clip to prove.
Il n'y a pas qu'une seule voie pour réussir. Choisis ta propre direction. Tu ne ressembles à personne. Tu es unique. Alors construis un projet qui te ressemble. Rejoins une voie ambitieuse et sois fier de ton choix. Rencontre d'autres professeurs, d'autres cours, d'autres façons d'apprendre qui te permettront de réussir.
Nouveau lycée professionnel. Une nouvelle voie vers l'excellence.
So that was an attractive clip. Just notice that they are pointing out that it was réalisé avant la crise Covid-19. So it was put together before the COVID-19. So they're telling us to continuons, let us continue de respecter les gestes barrières, portant un masque lorsque cela est nécessaire. So again, going on with this, really pushing that this has been transformed, so it's better to do now, la transformation de la voie professionnelle. There are de nouvelles manières d'apprendre, new ways of learning, so particularly emphasizing the concrete, le concret, the pratique, the practical. The fact that one of the things you have to do is to produce a piece of work and present it to the exam. It can be made more personal to suit whatever it is that you want to do. This accompagnement is something which is a real feature of the new L'école de la confiance. It's keeping on saying, look, we'll give you lots of support. So 100 hours per year to consolidate things. And also this specific des passerelles entre l'apprentissage et le statut scolaire. So you can go from one thing to another, from one course to another. And they're saying that the schools themselves are of a nouvelle génération. So they're really places where you're going to want to be there. Les horaires, what about the timetable? Les enseignements technologiques et professionnels représentent de 40 à 60% de l'emploi du temps d'un élève. So you do quite a lot in the practical side, 40 to 60%, which may take place en atelier, in a workshop, dans un laboratoire, in a laboratory, ou sur un chantier, or on a worksite. Also, though, you still do these matières d'enseignement général, so the general subjects français, mathématiques, histoire, géographie, sciences, anglais, occupent aussi une place importante. Donc, récapitulons, après la classe de 3e, les élèves qui entrent en lycée professionnel peuvent préparer un certificat d'aptitude professionnelle, CAP, ou un baccalauréat professionnel. Quelle est la destination? Le lycée professionnel prépare les jeunes qui l'accueillent à acquérir un diplôme professionnel pour s'insérer dans la vie active, to get into the workplace, ou poursuivre leurs études, or they can carry on with their studies.